Vincent Pastore died on August 1st, 2026. But for fans of The Sopranos, Big Pussy died 26 years earlier, on a boat, surrounded by the men he once called family. Big Pussy was not killed because he wanted Tony's position. He was not planning a rebellion. He became an FBI informant because he was facing decades in prison for selling heroin. And when loyalty collided with survival, survival won. That sounds simple, but Big Pussy's real tragedy begins after the betrayal. Because he still loved Tony, he still wanted to be respected by the crew, and he still needed to believe he was a loyal man, even while secretly recording his closest friends. So he created excuses. He told himself he was protecting his family, that he was only giving the FBI useless information, that he could cooperate without truly becoming a traitor. But every lie made the next one easier, and every day he survived. He became less like the man Tony remembered. Big Pussy chose cooperation to save his life. Instead, he created a life in which neither the Mafia nor the FBI truly saw him as one of their own. This is not just the story of a mob informant. It is the story of a man who tried to survive betrayal without admitting that he had become the betrayer. Tony suspected Big Pussy long before he found the wire. He was warned that someone close to him was talking to the FBI, and Pussy's behavior suddenly looked different. The unexplained disappearance, the nervous excuses, the back pain that appeared whenever pressure increased. Even his refusal to undress in front of Paulie. The signs were there. Tony simply did not want Pussy to be the answer. So when Jimmy Altieri appeared to be another informant, Tony accepted the version of events that hurt less. Jimmy was the rat. Pussy was still family. This was not stupidity. It was denial. Tony could recognize betrayal in almost anyone, but accepting it from Pussy meant admitting that years of friendship had failed to protect him, so his mind delayed the truth until it could no longer stay buried. In Funhouse, Tony's subconscious finally says what he refuses to say while awake. Pussy appears in his dream as a talking fish and admits that he is working with the government. Tony then searches Pussy's bedroom and finds the recording equipment hidden inside a cigar box. The wire confirms the betrayal, but emotionally, Tony had known much earlier. He just needed the evidence to destroy his last excuse. That is why Pussy's death feels different from most killings in The Sopranos. Tony is not only eliminating an informant, he is killing one of the last people connected to the life he believed he once had. And before Pussy dies, Tony still needs to ask one final question. Was any part of their friendship real? At first, Pussy cooperated with the FBI because he was afraid of prison. But eventually, he began treating the role like a second career. He discussed investigations with Agent Skip Lipari. He followed Christopher without being ordered to. He even imagined that his experience could earn him a future in law enforcement. Skip reminded him of the truth. Pussy was not an agent. He was a criminal being used for information. But Pussy needed the fantasy, because calling himself an informant meant admitting that fear had broken him. Seeing himself as an undercover investigator made the betrayal feel almost respectable. He was no longer selling out his friends. He was gathering intelligence. That story protected his ego, but it also pulled him deeper into the role. Friends became suspects, conversations became evidence, and Tony became both the man he loved and the target he was helping the government build a case against. Pussy believed he could control both identities. Loyal friend on one side, useful informant on the other. But the FBI never considered him one of their own, and Tony's crew would kill him if they learned the truth. Pussy chose cooperation to avoid prison. then discovered that he no longer belonged anywhere. On the boat, nobody pretends this is a normal trip for long. Tony asks Pussy how long he has been working with the FBI. Pussy admits the truth, but immediately tries to reduce it. He claims he only gave them harmless information. He says he protected the family, even with a gun pointed at him. He still needs Tony to believe he was not a complete traitor. That is the final battle of Big Pussy. Not survival, identity. He already knows he is going to die. What he wants now is to die believing that some part of him remained loyal. But Tony cannot give him that comfort, because Tony needs the opposite. He needs Pussy to become nothing more than a rat. If their friendship was still real, then killing him becomes personal, painful, almost impossible. So both men simplify the story. Pussy tells himself he never truly betrayed Tony. Tony tells himself the friend he loved no longer exists. Then Tony, Silvio, and Paulie shoot him and throw his body into the ocean. Big Pussy chose the FBI to avoid losing his life. But on that boat, he finally understood the truth. The moment he became an informant, his old life was already over. Killing Pussy solved Tony's immediate problem, but it did not remove the betrayal. After his death, Pussy continued to exist inside Tony's mind. Not as an enemy, as a memory. Tony had killed people before, but Pussy was different. He represented a time when Tony still believed loyalty could be permanent. That friendship could survive the life they had chosen. Pussy's betrayal destroyed that belief. From then on, Tony became more suspicious, more isolated, and less willing to trust the people closest to him. This is why Big Pussy matters far beyond his final scene. His death marks the moment Tony learns that family does not protect him from betrayal. Sometimes, family is exactly where betrayal comes from. Pussy tried to survive by becoming two different men. Tony survived by convincing himself that only one of them had ever been real, the traitor. But the fact that Pussy continued to haunt him proves something else. Tony did not only kill an informant on that boat. He killed a friend and spent the rest of his life pretending there was no difference. Big Pussy was not the most powerful man in The Sopranos. He was not the smartest or the most dangerous. But his story exposes one of the show's central truths. These men constantly speak about loyalty, while living in a world where everyone is eventually forced to choose themselves. Pussy chose survival over friendship. Tony chose the mafia over his friend, and neither man escaped the consequences. That is why the boat scene still hurts, because beneath the guns, the FBI and the mafia rules. It is simply the end of a friendship. One man betrayed it because he was afraid to die. The other destroyed it because he was afraid to forgive. And in the end, both of them lost. If you enjoyed this analysis, subscribe to The Examining Mind for more stories about the psychology behind unforgettable characters. And tell us in the comments, which Sopranos character should we examine next?